watch, had to take my wins. They wouldn't let me in. I've been on 10 cents. Who really holding it down? I've been holding it down and I go it again and again. Who was the dummy that died? I'm the coldest around, but he folding again and again. I'm in the what? I'm in the day. I'm doing 30 on 30 and up. You in the what? You in the way. Either you rolling or rolling the dust. You with us or what? Keep it running. We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. I had to take.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the New Orleans Saints. Quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. A huge play there right off the bat. 46 yards on the ground. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to Taylor on first down. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. From the gun, here's Newton. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that's caught for a Bear touchdown. It's the tight end, Trey Burton. Trey Burton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive.
That's the score. Bears.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And it's now a 7-0 game. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Saints take over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Sony Michel, his first carry. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Right at the line of
T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. And he'll let this one go deep for This is caught inside the 15. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. It's a big play there for the Saints. 47 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. On the ground, Michelle. They corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 10 more there and another 1st down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
On the ground is Michelle. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. To throw is Wentz. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. DJ Chark, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And his kick is right through.
That ties the game at 7.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Newton, he'll drop this down to Taylor. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Of course, he's coming off that NFC Offensive Player of the Week performance. 2 scores in that game a week ago.
And how did he get them? Speed is one thing, but how about the niftiness in his route running, able to cross people up in the secondary and make sure that they can't quite get to him before the ball arrives. He's something after the catch as well.
Open man, and that's his tight end, Jake Bunt. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
1st down, Bears.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
A gain of
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
From the gun on third down, Newton. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. From the gun, it's Wentz. And his throw's going to be incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Wentz. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
There's no doubt that he has plenty of heart, but you got to be careful of those receivers that are slight of build. They leave themselves open to some pretty big hits across the middle. That pass, incomplete.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle is made here at the Bears' 35. 14 yards is the pickup, 1st down, New Orleans.
5-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. It's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Simmons. The 30, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. First carry for Royce Freeman. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. After one, 17-7 the score on EA Sports. They fake the give. Now Wentz. Flush to his right. And his pass incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. And get that to Michel, complete. Well, the ball is out. Michel lost it. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. That's good. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Trying to pound it in here with Michel. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Here's Wentz to throw. They'll find Miller. That's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here. Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal. This is Michel on the counter. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. And they will run it with Michel. And he is in for a score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Sony Michel, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. And it's up and good.
Makes the score Bears 17. Saints.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Out of the gun, Newton. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And the Bears first down.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They run with Taylor. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Taylor. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. The tackle by Matthew Ioannidis.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And this is caught at the 8. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
At the 3.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Taylor, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Third and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll try and run. Taylor, and he will fight his way in. Not giving up there, and he's got a Bears touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, his 6th touchdown of the season as the Bears push further out in front. And he'll bang that one through.
Makes the score Bears 24. Saints 14.
Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off.
Made at the 25-yard line. The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
25-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Shotgun now for Wentz. That's out to his running back, Michel. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Well, one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Wentz now on first down. Down in the air, now it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A shotgun snap for Newton. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They give the Taylor out of the gun. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. From the gun, Newton. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Jonathan Taylor with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bears will add on to their lead. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
Bears 31. Saints 14. Sterling Hoffrichter set to kick
now
off.
Following the touchdown, Hoffrichter to kick off.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Throwing on first is Wentz. He completes this into the hands of Miller. Then he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Play action. Now Wentz. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. A final shot before half for Wentz. And that is incomplete. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Throw left side, taken in by Miller. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 25 yards that time.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
No gain on the play there. Second down.
Gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Wentz. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 38-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
At the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Freeman. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Following the penalty, Michel. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
At the Bears' 5-yard line.
Michel going to try again. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
The tackle made.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the 2nd score there. What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. 3rd and goal. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Out on 4th down comes Eddie Pinheiro. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will close the gap down to 14. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
They are clicking right now. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From the 39, Newton. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 yards there, first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Chicago.
On first down, it's Taylor. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 38-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
First down, Bears.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that
one. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That one good for 33 and a first.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll try and run with McKinnon. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
No gain on the
What an advantage having a elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll go jet sweep here with Dorsett. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Philip Dorsett, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical is one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, when you drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And all the way down to the 35. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Back now here live in New Orleans. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. DJ Chark with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Saints get a bit closer. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Makes the score Bears 38, Saints 24.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over 1st and 10. At their own.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game. The ball's free. Taylor lost it. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Wentz now on 1st down. And the crossing route complete. That's Miller. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. We're off 17 there, and a New Orleans 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Wentz. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it. This is Michel. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Sony Michel, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6.
38.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Fielded in the end zone.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. From the 44, Newton. Left side, it's Dorsett. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st down, Bears.
Probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Chicago.
Back to Taylor on first down. And some room to run now. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
He was taken down.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
And the Bears first down.
On first down, it's Taylor. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run once more with Taylor. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Again, the ball carrier.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game, but they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it, a costly turnover. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And at this stage, in the 4th, they need to work this into the end zone. A field goal doesn't do much. We'll see if they can cash in following the fumble recovery. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And now the throw taken in by Chark. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning.
And 1 at the 40-yard line.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. On second down, Michelle. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
10 at the 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Into the red zone. Wentz. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's 2nd and 10. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their #1 receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll try to run this one in. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Again, it's Michelle. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. 3rd and goal, and keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. They'll try to run it in, Michelle. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. Sony Michel with 8 seconds remaining. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Deep in his own territory, coughs up the football. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown.
And that score in this time frame, that's like a big reveal at the end of a great movie, isn't it? Out of nowhere, almost it appears, they get it done. How about that score?
Finishes like this. This is why we love sports. This is why we love the game of football.
So glad that we got to be here to watch this one.
From the 10.
I'm the best in the game.
Tonight's final score, Saints 45.
Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the fourth quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for the Saints, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Yeah, this the winning team. 6 rings with a pinky ring. Everybody used to pick at me, now I'm the one that they picking. Snakes out, they hissing, but I can't hear when the crowd screams. Still balling like an offspring. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in it. Eating blood across it where the blood thinner. Juice stay turned like, you know. I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers. Only bread and butter, what we ate for dinner. So I had to dream it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number 1, number 2 never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out.